What is up, everybody? Logan here again, coming at you guys with another video. And today we're going to talk about some zero DTEs we took today to make around $650 to $700, depending on your fills and your commissions in my live trading group that I have, that I started just, like a month and a half ago. So today we're going to talk about a couple of those trades, the fills. We also had a one DTE that netted about $800. So about 1,500 bucks in around 24 hours, which was nice off the markets here today. If you guys are new to the channel, I'd appreciate it if you left a like right now, a comment, and subscribed. We're on the grind for 15,000 subs. But we're going to go over some setups today as well. So today we had the expected move of 28 points at close. We were all waiting for Nvidia's earnings, and that was after hours. So I figured there'd be some shenanigans today. So our EM low is 49.46, and I tracked that. And then my 1% down move was around 49.25. You guys know I like to play outside of what's expected, just to get better fills and better opportunities and less of a chance to get tested. It's one of my favorite ways to trade, right? Because you're good about 70% of the time to stay within the expected move. So we had a pretty grade A setup, and I'll take you over to the trades really quickly. So this was our hedge from the day before. So we scooped 800 bucks. We actually let this expire today. We went to close it for 5, and then we just end up letting it expire down here. But I took the 49.25, 49.15. We got 55 cents credit on that. And then I did a take profit at 10 cents. So that's really quick math. 5 times 45 is $225 on that trade. Yeah, I did a little update on where we were overall. And then I added this 49.10, 4900 for tomorrow, right? February 22nd's tomorrow. We did 6 contracts here. So you can combine that with 6 contracts, not a lot of risk, right? That's 6 grand. We did the 6 grand, collect a $1.50, and end up closing that out for 70-cent debit. So we added 80 cents there in just over 4 hours. So we're kind of scalping premium a little bit, in my live trading group. So there is an email below if you guys would like to join. It is not cheap though. This is a 6-month trading group that I've put together. So super excited, right? Because I just put a lot of time and effort into this as well. We'll go hop over and take a look at some of the setups though. I hope you guys have been having a good trading week yourself. And we're going to check out Thinkorswim. So this was actually a really, really good setup today. I'll show you guys what I was looking at throughout the day between the, whoops, here's some video. I was watching that thing go crazy. I have a couple highlighted areas on my charts here on my 10-day, 30-minute, but we had an open gap here at 5,005. So we should have expect this to be a magnet at some point. And then this gap got filled today. Down here, I kind of highlight it and we got filled on the push down. Now what's cool is we talked about the expected move low being 49.46. Well, look at right where this candle wicked off of before it continued back up to actually close higher than we opened and to push back above the moving averages. Well, it was right at 49.46. So that expected move chart really helps set up these trades. Now, the first trade I took in the AM, it was just a quick scalp on premium. I expected us to push up a little bit more to 49.77 was my price target. I actually chatted with the boys in the main chat today about that. And, that was one of my price targets. So we had a really nice little day of trading there. Then the market pushed down, and this whole time we have some call credit spreads up here near the old highs, right? I like to place myself around psychological levels, and I made sure that for my one DTE, which I expected to move into tomorrow, which of course probably would have been good to hold, but why not take risk off when you collect premium that quickly, right? That's one of my favorite setups in the market. I also have my little green line here, so that's at 49.20. So I made sure to open up that 49.10 down here. I end up opening that, like I said, around 12:30 at the bottom of these wicks. I think the market was 49.58 when we started opening that trade as well. We had a little bit of a squeeze building here on the really short term, the 10-day, 30-minute. You shouldn't really expect like short-term squeezes to dictate a lot of movement. It did back here though, right? We fired long and the market went up. We squeezed again, fired long, and the market went up from 5,000 to 5,050. So it works, but don't expect like a massive move when you're using short-term time frame squeezes. I mean, you can, I guess, and do what you want, right? But um, yeah, so it's a pretty good day for us today. I'm planning on keeping this up, and I like the idea because we spent a lot of time in the live trading group learning the psychology of the markets. That's the whole point of it and why we do it in the first place. And to see just three flawless trades, right, in one session is always really nice, especially when there's a lot of people getting eaten up over and over again when maybe they're doing a zero DT and they're playing close to the money and they get stomped and then they switch to a call spread and this candle wicks up and pushes through all the resistance right at the end of the day. So I try to keep that in mind and my head on my shoulders with that. So because I think that's one big thing with the markets, right? And I was talking to this with the live trading group today was, there's stress and performance and understanding how you do when you're stressed or when you're performing really well, and just understanding how different your emotions can be when you're dealing with that. So a good example is if you're somebody who has a 5,000 call credit spread, expiring tomorrow and the market just gapped up on you, after you were like, man, this is rigged. The market went down to 49.46, and pushed all the way up against you. Like, there's a mixture of all this euphoria you felt today and then this giant candle. And now with the gap up after hours, you may be feeling a little bit worse about it. So I enjoy having to deal with that. Like, that's one of my favorite parts of being a trader. And I try to tell people too, I think that's what really separates the lead wolf from the rest of the pack is just how you can manage your emotions. That's it, right? Emotion regulation, also known as discipline, will take you a very long way and far away in the market. So that's been my whole thing is just teaching people and educating like more and more on the psychology of the markets because I find that to be what I'm most interested in these days with trading is the psychology. So, and you guys could see we're not even taking a lot of risk, right? It's like 6K in risk, and that is able to net us like in total, right? We did 5K in the one trade, 6K in the other. Boom, that was able to net us 700, like 650 to $700, depending on your fills and commissions roughly per trade. So I find that to be a really nice way to trade, and especially with day trading, right? Because the zero DTEs are such a hot thing right now. I think they're going to continue to be. You see 70% of retail trader volume go to the closest expiration, and whether that's just because everybody has some sort of a gambling problem or if that's just the idea of quick money is very alluring. And I see it all the time, right? If you look in any like YouTube comment section or forums or online discords, like people only talk about what they did today and they may not have a view for 2 weeks out. So, maybe 2 months out, 2 years out for their life. And I think that's where a lot of the real work is done, right? Is when nobody's paying attention. So yeah, I really appreciate all the support in this video. I really like the setup today. And we also had, right, if we talk about, oh, I didn't even show you guys this, did I? This like 1.5 standard deviation mark has been pretty money in the bull market. Back here, we hit it and rallied. Back here, we hit it and rallied, and then just very similar setup, right? And I tell people the same thing. There's no guarantee that this setup's going to work at all, right? Which is fine. Not a big deal either way. But more importantly, it's just when you have a setup to take it, right? Because every shot that you get with a good setup is way more beneficial than taking a trade without a setup and then having to deal with the market. So we have the mean up here at about 5,015. I would anticipate we kind of hover towards that tomorrow. I could be wrong, of course, but we have this open gap here that's going to act like a magnet. So overall, I really like where the market's at right now, and we'll see if what we get tomorrow. But overall, it's a pretty short week, low volume. Like I said, if you guys want to come join and trade with us, there's an email below. You can send me an email and we'll talk about it. But like I said, it's not cheap to join, right? It's not like a typical Discord because we're doing so much work and I put so much time into it. So I'm pretty pumped though. But yeah, we'll go from there. You guys are the best. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't yet, because we're on the road to 15K, and I will see you guys in the next video.